everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a huge used book haul. So every year in my town, the symphony orchestra of the town puts on a massive book fair. So all year long they are collecting used books from people to donate in order to sell them later at a book fair and raise money. They sell them for super cheap, like a couple dollars. Maybe, I think the most expensive book that I bought today was $1.50. So they sell a huge selection of books, DVDs, magazines, that kind of thing, like nonfiction, fiction, all types of things at this book fair every single year. I didn't get to go last year, but the year before I went and I got like 36 books for like $17, I think. I didn't do nearly as well this time, I didn't do as well price-wise this time, but I got a ton of books for such a good deal. I counted it up and I got 22 books for $34. So that tells you what this is like. But I want to go through and show you guys some books that I got. I feel like most people say that if they read thrillers, usually they read them during the winter time, but I'm the opposite. I fly through them in the summer. And I rarely buy thrillers, like new thrillers, unless they're from an author that I really love and it's a book I've been waiting for. Like the Robert Galbraith Cormoran Strike novels I buy every single time they come out. Every time Dan Brown brings out a new book, I buy it. Especially if it's a new Robert Langdon book, I'll always buy it. But two authors that I love in particular that I managed to find a ton of at these book fairs are Kathy Rakes, who writes the Temperance Brennan Bones books. That is the inspiration for the Bones TV show that I absolutely love. Me and my cousin watch it all the time, and I've been trying to read all those books, and I get a ton of them at this fair all the time. And then Agatha Christie. I always find a bunch of Agatha Christie's either in like bind-ups that have a bunch of her books together or individually. I always find a bunch of those as well. So I like stock up on my thrillers when I go to this fair, and I have a ton here. I also got a couple classics and some historical fiction as well that I wanted to show you, but the majority of this are thrillers, and I'm really excited to show them to you. So the first that I found is a book that my friend Jess, who I went to the fair with, recommended to me. It is I Know This Much Is True by Wally Lamb, and what she told me was it was a book about a set of twins where one of them has some type of mental illness. I don't remember which one it is, and is in an institution, and the other one is not, and it's kind of like their story. But she said it was one of the best books she's ever read, so I'm excited to read that. He wrote a book called She's Come Undone that I read back when I was in high school, and I loved it so much, so I'm excited to give this a go. And then I also found in the Nora Roberts section, for whatever reason, I found American Gods by Neil Gaiman. I've been wanting to read this for a long time now, and I'm really excited that I found a copy of it. I've seen trailers for the American Gods TV show that Amazon Prime has been doing, and I'm really excited to finally read this book. I've been wanting to read American Gods and Good Omens by Neil Gaiman, so I'm excited to read this, and I need to just get a hold of Good Omens, but I'm happy to have this now. Next up, if you guys have seen my historical fiction shelf, I don't know if you can see it in the frame, but I've got a couple of them here. I like Philippa Gregory books quite a bit. I've read The Red Queen, The White Queen, Taming of the Queen, and a few others. I really enjoy her Tudor novels specifically. And I found two. One of them is a Tudor novel, one of them I don't know if it is or not, I don't think so. But the first one that I got was The Virgin's Lover by Philippa Gregory. This tells the story of Elizabeth I and her reign over England, and I'm very excited to read it. Same with the rest of hers. I'll probably bring this to the cottage because I've read quite a few of her books at our cottage now, and I love it. And the next one that I got that was a Philippa Gregory book is The Favored Child. So this one I think is an older one of hers, and I don't really know who it's about, but it looks great. It's massive, and I'm very excited about it. I just love her writing, and I love her historical writing specifically, so I was excited to see this, and I decided to pick it up. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the thrillers that I got. So the first one that I picked up is Digital Fortress by Dan Brown. Like I said earlier, I really enjoy Dan Brown's books, and I've read all of his Robert Langdon series, but he's also got a few books that are unrelated to the Robert Langdon series and that my mom raves about specifically. Last time at the book fair, I got his book Deception Point, which I adored, and since then my mom's been trying to tell me to get a copy of Digital Fortress, and I found one today, so I'm very excited to give this one a go. This one focuses on like the NSA and stuff like that, so that'll be interesting, but I'm like coding and stuff, so I'm very excited. Next up, this is another recommendation from my friend Jess, and that is Mystic River by Dennis Lehane. I guess he's the one that wrote Shutter Island, and she highly recommends this, and it's apparently also a movie that she wants me to watch that she said she wants to watch. So it'll be interesting to give this a go. I don't really know what it's about, but I'm excited to read it because I trust her recommendation. She knows what she's talking about. So next up is my massive stack of Kathy Reichs books. So if you guys don't know, the TV show on Fox called Bones tells the story of a forensic anthropologist named Temperance Brennan, and the TV series is based off of a huge set of books written by the author Kathy Reichs. She herself is a forensic anthropologist, so that's why I like it so much, because it's a crime thriller, but it's also got like accurate science to it. And I love her main character of Temperance Brennan. I think she's a fantastic protagonist, and I really, really love her. So I've been trying to collect a bunch of her books. I've got a ton already, but this just like really added to the stack. Anyway, each of these books are different. I don't know what any of them are about specifically. I just like I'm trying to read all of them, so I'll just give you the titles, and in my wrap-ups over the summer, because I'm going to probably read all of them, I'll let you know what each of them are about. So the first one that I got was Speaking in Bones, Bones Never Lie, Devil Bones, Flash and Bones, Bare Bones, Bones Are Forever, Deadly Decisions, and Grave Secrets. I'll go more into depth on what each of them are about during my wrap-up after I've read them, but for now I don't really know what they're about individually. I just know I'm excited to read more about Brennan and the Bones series, so there's that. Next up, I'll show you guys the Agatha Christie ones that I got. So first up, last time at the book fair, I got this huge bind-up of Hercule Poirot's 5 complete novels, or at least 5 of them. And this is like the exact same format, so I got another 5 of the classic murder mysteries of Agatha Christie, The Secret Adversary, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, The Boomerang Clue, The Moving Finger, and Death Comes at the End. I'm excited. I love these because it like gives me like a week's worth of reading, and I read 5 books. That's really great, and I'm excited to read it. Next up, I got a singular book that is the last Miss Marple's book, which is Sleeping Murder, and I'm excited about this because that's one of her classics. And last up, I got another bind-up, this time of 3 of her novels, which are under the title Murder in the Manor, It's The Secret of the Chimneys, The Seven Dials Mystery, and Murder at the Hazel Moor. So again, more like weeks worth of reading material. Very excited. Next up, I will show you guys some classics that I've been going through. I wanted to get this last time at the book fair, and I regretted not doing it, but this time I decided to pick it up, and that is Leo Tolstoy's Anna Karenina. My friend Jessica has read this, and she loves it, and I trust her judgment, so I'm excited to finally have this classic on my shelf. Next up, I collect the RSC Modern Library editions of Shakespeare's plays, and I found one that I didn't have, and it is King Lear, so this will be added to my collection. I'm excited. These are just so pretty. When you get all of them, they make a rainbow, and I'm really excited about it. Next up, I got one nonfiction book, and it's kind of related to my major in English and my like specialty area, which is medieval lit, or will be medieval lit. And I ended up getting A Brief History of Life in the Middle Ages by Martin Witek, Scenes from the Town and Countryside of Medieval England. I haven't read much nonfiction about medieval England, but it's my favorite literary period, so I'm excited to get some nonfiction reading in and to get some context for some of the stuff that I really enjoy to read. Along the same lines, I got a really hefty one for, again, just like $1, and I got the Complete Poetry and Prose of Geoffrey Chaucer. So this is like an entire collection of Chaucer's works, including the Canterbury Tales in full, which is like one of my favorite pieces of medieval lit, and I don't have a copy of it. It's really cool too because it's got both the English translation and the original Middle English in both. So it's got like the English here, or modern English here, and Middle English there. So it's cool to see them side by side. I love seeing the differences in it. And I'm excited to finally have this. I'm going to start reading some of his poetry, go through my favorite Canterbury Tales. My favorite is The Nun's Priest Tale, because I love Percolette and Chanticleer. I think they're hilarious. It's about 2 chickens. It's really great. And yeah. And then finally, the last book that I got, I think I got as a complete steal. The lady up at the front even said, like, it was mispriced, so I lucked out with this. But I got this gorgeous edition of Great Cases of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. It's this great leather-bound, gold-sprayed edges, and it's like the spine has never been cracked. Somebody never really read this, so I think it's a great addition to my collection. It's got some short stories and stuff in it, and I'm really excited about it. It's so pretty. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like this video if you did enjoy it, and let me know down in the comments below if you have read any of the books that I've just hauled, or if you guys have gotten any new deals on some used books lately. If you're new here, please subscribe. I put out new bookish videos every Wednesday and Friday, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye-bye.